Saint Joseph University de ajilaga din de taihan third convocation program ekta thakishe aro ajilaga din de special case amikhan laga former chief minister of Nagaland Dr. S.C. Jamir ahishe Dr. S.C. Jamir ra address kora homoi amikhan laga state laga education system aro amikhan laga state de alag issue opor de kotha kurse tai kuise ki Nagaland to Switzerland of the East koi hulebi itu image tu mon nijora damage kori na ase gona tu tai kuise ki ajilaga din de amikhan naga monandu divided we fall laga victim hui jaise gona itu tai chanai dise tai kotha gura homoi kuise ki ajilaga din de amikhan laga governance to pura damage kori na ase aro ekbar sali to amikhan blame game aro ekjun ge criticize kora bishi hui jaise gona itu chanai dise itu nimide tai students sange younger generations sange appeal kurise ki amikhan laga perspective to positive angle bra sawole tai to encourage korna ase ibi amikhan ajilaga program opore ajilaga convocation program opore ekbar sailo
the degrees, the faculties of arts, science, engineering, humanities, and management studies upon the candidates who in the examinations recently held for the purpose have been certified to be worthy of the same.
The convocation is a testament to academic achievement, personal growth, and the journey undertaken together to reach a milestone. Each one has overcome challenges, embraced learning, and emerged stronger and wiser. It is a moment to honor commitment and to applaud the grace of wisdom gained.
The St. Joseph University is a young but vibrant university in imparting quality education. I'm happy to report that within a short span of time, the university has achieved great success in the academic and co-curricular fields, which has been enhanced the visibility of the university and has been recognized in an institution that is involved in a very high quality teaching and research in multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary fields.
I am indeed delighted to be here in your midst today on this auspicious occasion of St. Joseph University Convocation. Delighted because a convocation gives me a golden opportunity to share some of my thoughts and ideas and views on education as well as contemporary issues in such a unique forum where all the stakeholders are present. Dear students, you have reached a very magnificent milestone in your life. From today, as you said, out of the families, very familiar families, which is confines of your alma mater, and make your way into an exciting world of many challenges and boundless possibilities. I am very confident and very sure that the knowledge and the skill that you have developed in this university will serve you well to create an identity for yourself in the world and make you also your alma mater very proud. I'm very sure that you'll bring great name to this university. You are fully aware that we are living in a world of competition. Yes, competition is very good because it propels ones to achieve great things. And competition in every sector of human activities at every stage. This is the characteristic of modern world. Competition is good, as I said, because it propels human growth. And bad when it belittle or abuse the edifice on the dictum survival of the fittest and leaves the weak and helpless among us by the roadside. That is bad. I had the opportunity of watching the development, the metamorphosis of this Nagaland in the country for the last more than 6 decades. From a very raw economy, now we have reached a vibrant economy in the country. Even in Nagaland, during our time, there was only 2 high schools, Kohima High School and Mogokjong Government Aided High School. There was 1 college, that is Falalali College. But today, I'm addressing a convocation of 1 university. That clearly shows the kind of development advancement we have made during the last few decades in this state of Nagaland. I have a simple advice to you for one principle. Now, though it is a competitive world in every stage, but remember, grow and let others grow also. Rise and let others rise. Compete and let others compete on a fair field. My generation, older generation, were quite different in the sense that leaders were always in the mood to start out, to hunt talents. For what? To help them, to groom them, and to grow them, and allow them to space to hawk limelight. That was the aim of our older generation. But today, because of this competitiveness, now first come and others last. I should be first. I should be first. Yes. There is nothing wrong in stiff competition. But first you should say, yes, I'll be first. But let others also be like me. That attitude we had to develop. Because if we leave those people, others, in the street, then we shall be doing the community service to the people. May I also take this opportunity to remind the students of younger generation that the present time is an opportune time to help to put your country, your state, on a higher pedestal in every front. I am sure this university has fully equipped you, most of you, to face the challenges successfully. But remember, success has no guaranteed magic formula. But one can seek to collect some major contribution factors. What are the factors that help improvement of the economy? What are the factors that really enrich the culture of the state, of the community? You have to glean it. You have to collect it. They have several examples. Now who walk into unexplored path and strive to be unique and be remembered for their contribution to the humankind. I would like to advise you, the students especially, to remember the words of Alexander Graham, the founder of telephone, and who said, and I'll quote, Alexander Graham tells, don't keep forever on the public road, going where others have gone. Leave the beaten track occasionally and dive into the wood. You'll be certain to find something you have never seen before. It will be a little thing in the beginning, but do not ignore it. Follow it up and explore all around it. One discovery will lead to another. And before you know it, you'll have something worth thinking about. And that should be the attitude, that it should be the mindset, and that should be the approach of the younger generation of today. What kind of world we're living today? Now, especially, I want to talk about Nagaland. Now, there is a proverb. Distance lends charm in the scene, but as one gets closer, nearer, the ugly spots become clearly visible, and the euphoria evaporates, yielding place to the harsh and unpalatable reality. It is very much applicable to Nagaland. Nagaland is endowed by nature, beautiful mountains, rivers, green forests, land of festivals, and beautiful colors of different tribes. Yes, from distance it looks very beautiful. But as you come closer today, and you just see what kind of Nagaland we have today, we are in today. We have been witnessing mushrooming of factions, groups, and different levels, different nomenclature, and that beauty, which we call Switzerland of the East, is damaged by arson. Factionalism doesn't signify unity. It doesn't. We always say, united we stand, divided we fall. Which are we going to choose? Whether united we stand or divided we fall. Today we have become the victim of divided we fall. That's why factions, this and that. And I'll tell you a story. In connection to this, very appropriate for Nagaland. In one early wars between England and France, two war vessels sighted each other at a distance. And it was hour of dawn, in the morning, very early in the morning. And it was cloudy. So they couldn't make They couldn't identify whether this enemy vessel or the same vessel of the same country. They couldn't recognize. So the captain of the one vessel said, "Fire!" So they have started firing against that vessel. And it was replied with volleys of bombs. But when sun rose and the cloud vanished, British flags were flying on these two ships. They have realized in the dark, under the cloud, before this sunrise, you're fighting as if they felt that they are enemies. And lots of damage was caused on board the ships. So in the morning, two captains they met and they shook hands, and when they looked down, the damage on both sides was colossal. Similarly, the case in Nagaland. We have so many factions, but they belong to the same family. Because of darkness, because of blindness, because of ignorance, now we are fighting among ourselves. But I'm very sure that God will give light to Nagaland. And when that light comes, people will surely realize that all of them belong to the same family, and they will have retrospection and introspection of the damage done on account of this fighting among the people. Let's hope and pray that days will come, brighter days will come for Naga people to realize that all of them, whether it is one faction or another faction, they belong to the same family. Secondly, they belong to the same family of God. And once they realize that one, I'm very sure that there shall be unity, harmony, love, compassion in Naga society. And we shall have to pray for that. My dear young friends, after long years of bloody conflict in this part of the country, what have we done? So much of damage has been done to Naga society. If you look around, then governance is almost collapsed. Too many authorities giving orders, whom to hear and whom not to hear. And blame games, we're blaming each other. We're only criticizing each other. Though state government have done so much for the people, though government have done so much for the people, and yet our people look everything from jaundiced eyes. May I appeal to the younger generation? You try to look things from positive angle, positive side, so that you can see the bright future of our people. Remember that we have gained sufficient experience over the years, and we have been witnessing the tremendous changes in the world. What was relevant few years ago cannot be relevant today because situation has changed. Now in the wake of this relentless and evolving and transmuting global political, social and economic scenario, the economic and political canvas of the world in the 21st century is vastly different from the earlier framework. All the old and antiquated notions, doctrines and dogmas in the political and economic realms have been subjected to severe scrutiny and examination in the light of modern theories and paradigms. The world is more like a global village today, and the inexorable assault of modern scientific discoveries is further reducing the physical intellectual, and mental distance between people across the world in such a fascinating and exciting, especially the underground leadership should be aware of these changes and should awake and aware and making changes that are now sweeping the world. I'll tell you an old saying, that Indian old saying. There is an Indian old saying, proverb, they said, yesterday is but a dream, tomorrow a vision, but today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness. Every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Today is a day for all of the young men and women as it should be, because you'll be coming out of this portal after finishing your education in this university. It is also hard-earned and well-deserved for you. The day signifies a great hope and promise for the state and the country. As young men and women, all of you, you're educated, you're well-equipped, and therefore, with your knowledge, you should be able to contribute vitally for the development of Nagaland and the country, because the knowledge and the arts which you have developed in this institution should be utilized for the benefit of humankind. What kind of world we live today? Today we are living in a knowledge economy. Knowledge is power and the wealth. The knowledge and information revolution have changed many priorities and made revolutionary changes and developmental matrix. Countries which were not blessed with abundant capital and managerial resources certainly discover that with right knowledge and ability to put it into good use, they can overcome their hardships and still march over many countries which were richly endowed with capital and natural resources. In the past, the strength of a country, of a state, was dependent on resources. But today it is the knowledge that determines the sinews, the muscle of any country or any state. This change has been possible because a sweeping wave of knowledge and information revolution. The managers of the future have to learn to ride the crest of the wave. They have to be aware of the knowledge of the gap because of this and overcome it through what? Acquisition, observation, communication of knowledge. It has become inevitable for us to fit in with the modern world of science and technology, and it would be dangerous for us to think that we can live apart from it. It will amount to committing suicide if we neglect the knowledge economy today. I want to say something about education. The world today is profoundly different from 50 years ago, as I've stated. Today we are a global village, owing to instant communications and revolution in information technology. Technological development have fundamentally transformed every field, and it includes education. And education is a dynamic field. Almost every day, researchers are coming up with new insights into the learning pattern of the children. Theories and techniques that were considered relevant till a few decades ago have either replaced or modified for current times. Children today are more aware of the changing world and technical savvy. I cannot handle this mobile, but my grandson used to teach me. And that is the difference of my generation and your generation. It is imperative for teachers to constantly upgrade their understanding of the children's interests and advances in technology to stay relevant and effective in classroom. They need to reinvent themselves to be in sync with reality of this change and trend emerging out of this research. It is very much expected that trained and skilled teachers are informed about all the latest training, therefore, is important and abiding. We now live in an age of knowledge. Knowledge changes very fast, and the rate of change will further accelerate in future. The self-propelling technology progress 50 years ago is altering the essential daily tools in our work life. Yet in the face of all this evidence, we have relied almost entirely on passive teaching. Students listen to lectures or read and then were evaluated on the basis of their ability to demonstrate the mastery of the content of a definite study. They weren't asked to actively use the knowledge they have acquired. But this is now changing as we push forward with the digital transformation of education. It is worth taking a look at just how greatly technology can impact teaching and learning and what is at stake, not just for students, but for our society as a whole. Thus, we need to protecting the impact of technology, of learning, and hence we need to build learning tools and modify education system accordingly. It is therefore important to look to the future and find what skills will be important in a few years from now, when today's kids enter the education arena and the workforce. Education, as well as we all recognize, will be more about how to process and use information technology and less about imparting it. This is a consequence of proliferation of knowledge. We should also remember that one cannot live on roots alone. Because today people talk about only history, roots. But roots only you expose to sunlight and air. There will be no branches and there will be no fruits. And therefore, whatever we have been talking in the past, yes, we cannot forget. But let it be now modified, reinvent, so that it can bear fruits and it can also flower. We have to live in the present and mold the future. I want to say only one now, what Rabindranath Tagore has said. You are learning everything here. And what should be your contribution to your human society? And Rabindranath Tagore has said, I have brought my life to join the carnival of lambs. And that he is also one of the lambs. He wants to join the carnival of the lambs. These words have great meaning and relevance. My dear students, with your effort you can create a greater nation. Whatever you contribute, be it small or big, will surely make big difference. You always think big, work with determination, and pursue goals even in the face of adversities, and learn to convert adversities into opportunities. We must always try to achieve excellence in our endeavors. As a student of young and dynamic state, you must take the role of leadership. I have every hope and confidence that with your knowledge, positive action, thinking, you'll surely brighten the future of Nagaland and our country. Further, I want you to remember that to be truly prosperous, you must learn to give, and you must learn to receive. If you draw water from a tap continuously with a filling up the water tank, water will stop flowing out in a while. Therefore, it is important that every step you see how your knowledge can be used for the welfare of the society that sustain us. Convocation is a great moment in university's life. I can see in the air the transition to a new phase of life. Dear graduates, congratulations, congratulations. Thanks.